There is a faction of Magic players and collectors who are deeply invested in the game and play the financial markets associated with it. Some see these types of people as data gurus who manage to make money off of a card game, while others may view them as evil hoarders who are a detriment to the game. Say what you will, but I'm one of the people who loves the secondary market aspect of the game. I'm your host Mike, and here are 5 things to know before getting into Magic Finance. Personal finances come first. This doesn't just apply to Magic Finance, but to investing in general. If you're living paycheck to paycheck and have debt, then you really should not be investing in anything. It is far more important to make sure you have your own personal ducks in a row before even thinking about risking your money. Investments are just that, risks. It's not uncommon to see people who are asking for advice about getting into Magic Finance, but they quickly reveal some concerning details. Often, these types don't have a lot of money to back up their investments and even go as far as to state that they know nothing about the game. I consider Magic investments to be more risky than an average stock, so quite a bit of research should be done before you dive in headfirst. Grading cards is rarely worth it. While browsing Grand Prix vendors, it's hard not to notice that some carry very high-end cards in excellent condition. Grading can do a lot for a card's value, adding hundreds of dollars for each half point of quality in some cases. That being said, grading cards is rarely actually worth the additional investment. What I as a player consider to be near mint and what I consider to be near mint as a collector can actually be pretty far apart. Small surface scratches and dings on the edges may go unnoticed to the person playing with a card, but are heavily scrutinized by card graders. This means that you will rarely ever have an old raw card that is in good enough condition to grade unless you cracked it open and kept it protected yourself. Except for very high valued cards like the original Moxen, a grade below a 9 will not usually increase the value of the card that much. Given the costs of grading, shipping, and insurance, you might actually lose net value on grading a card. Without dealing in volume, the total cost of grading a card can easily reach $40. Understanding authenticity is a must. As with any high-priced collectible, it is incredibly imperative to understand how to verify authenticity. Perhaps the easiest way to do so is to send the card to a major grading company, such as PSA or BGS. However, as we highlighted in the last section, the cost of grading a card is not usually worth it, and you wouldn't want to spend nearly $40 to grade a card that might be worth only $20. There are a number of do-it-yourself techniques for testing authenticity, but the easiest and most reliable way of doing it yourself is to get a jeweler's loupe or USB microscope so that the card can be examined under heavy magnification. The loupe I use has 30 times and 60 times magnification lenses. There are a number of features that can be examined for authenticity, so check out our video which goes through it in detail. Basic accounting and price tracking. Remember that boring accounting class you took? Of course not. But if you're going to treat investing in Magic seriously, then you have to be ready to do some basic accounting. This includes inventory and price tracking, along with calculating net values and profits. To be successful in a collectibles-based business, you need to understand when the correct time to buy and sell items is. Price tracking can be a part-time job and can require you to use a mix of sources to get a good pulse on the market. Separate your finance game from your Magic game. This can absolutely be one of the hardest points to pick up. If you're going to invest in Magic, you will probably lose money at some point, and it's important to not let that affect your love for the game itself. On the reverse side, just because you really like something in the game doesn't mean it's a good idea to try to speculate on it from an investment standpoint. For me, playing the Magic Finance game actually enhances my love for the game overall itself, but it only takes losing a few hundred or $1,000 to really chip away at you. Best advice for this? Keep your budgets and inventory separate. Don't spend your play money on investments, and don't sell your pool of playing cards for investment money. Those were 5 things you should know before getting into Magic Finance. If you're new, do you feel comfortable about jumping in? If you're a veteran, what additional advice would you give? If you liked this video, please leave us a like down below, we'd really appreciate it. If you're not subscribed, you'll want to hit that subscribe button and turn notifications on so you get alerted when our next video comes out. Until then, thanks for watching.